Good morning, guys. I think it was yesterday or the day before that, or I don't even know where I was saying it, but so in school, in occult business school, we're following the Enneagram, not the personality Enneagram, the Enneagram of creating life. I don't know enough about it to speak educatedly on it. But I know that that's what we're using, and I'm learning it as we go. But the first introduction to it in school is doing a course that is set with the Enneagram as its basis so that you feel the different points. And then later in school, we will actually study the Enneagram. Good morning. Forgive my morning. But I just got to get this shit out, because if not, it's going to paralyze me for the day. And so she has been saying we're on the black magic line. I don't fully understand that either right now. What I do understand is the black magic is the place where you get to know your evil, your devil, your dark. It's the dark part, which kind of reminds me of in M3 we talk about the black phase. And the black phase, I don't always really understand M3 enough to explain it, and I was in M3 stuff for 2 years, and I'm still what? I'm starting to feel like I'm just kind of a little dumb. I don't always get shit. It's weird because I don't always get shit with my brain, but I feel like I know shit. Okay, so enough of that. So black magic line, darkness, getting to know the devil within, M3, black phase, kind of like victim phase. Life is happening to me, right? Everything is happening to me in the black phase. So she kept saying we're at point 3. This is where things are hard. It's really hard. And I'm I'm not really feeling anything hard. What? Why does she keep saying it's hard? It's hard. Yeah, doing the Kriyas every day, same time of day, a little annoying, could be hard. I'm kind of over it, but I get that that's where the discipline comes in. But the things really, having the emotions come up and working through that, got it, that's hard, but the thing's really hard. Also, I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of days ago, I was talking about not getting a job on the books because it affects my Social Security, and I was maybe I am ready to give that up. Mami Unami also said during this point 3 on the black magic line, she said the things that are the challenge is gonna come up, where something's gotta give, something's gotta change. And she talks about when you see something in your life, and I'm not great at explaining how she explains it, but the gist of what I got is when you see something in your life that you don't like, it usually falls under 3 different categories. One that you have control over, one that you have no control over, and one that maybe doesn't, you just got to rework it. It's not. So she's if you're feeling shame because you shouldn't be drinking anymore, and it's creating a block because every day you're just feeling shitty and leaking energy in oh fuck, I drank again, or oh fuck, I smoked again, or oh fuck, those things, then change the behavior. That's it. Stop being a little bitch about it, and it's get to the grindstone, change it. If there's something in the way of you can't change it because you're numbing out some other thing, well, get to work. And she has other courses where she's go to Wheels Reinvented, go to Fuckless, go to here, go to there, and do the work, do the painkiller, the grief recovery. She directs you somewhere else, clear that up and then stop the action that's causing the thing. And then she's and then there's stuff Well, we don't have control over that, so that's a limitation. So what's the workaround, right? Because there's always a workaround. And like get to work on the workaround. And then like if you don't know what you don't know, and then ask for the vision, ask for the clarity, then make that your prayer. Like show me, whatever it is. Anyway, so this week my mortgage went up. Not crazy amount of money, but my mortgage went up. So that was like, okay. I make more money there. I can make more money for that. Then I received papers from Social Security saying that they need to reassess. They need to reassess and see if I should still be receiving disability, because it comes up on my work history that I've been self-employed because I filed taxes last year and the year before that. Before that, I hadn't filed taxes since like, I don't know, ever? No, since like 2000 and something, where I had a job for like a couple of weeks, couple of months. That's when I worked for the Long Island Crisis Center. And, but I didn't even work the full amount that you're allowed to work. And Social Security is ridiculous. Like, if you do work, you're only allowed to earn $90 a month, but you're allowed to earn unlimited passive income, and landlording is passive income. So I'm not really sure what to do, how to move forward, other than fill out the paperwork with full faith in that, like, life is happening as me. And if I'm asking to break through certain ceilings, and that means that certain things have to change, and it means that I'm about to get uncomfortable in the not knowing, like, in the not knowing. And this is the hard part, right? And then I do have an LLC that I was using to property manage my neighbor's house, which is why I filed the taxes, because I was earning it through the LLC. So I'm not really sure why it's reporting under self-employed. So now I'm like, did my tax person do this? And these are the things that I don't want to deal with, which is why I don't ask for the more. And I'm like, you know what? This is kind of comfortable. Maybe if I just invest money through these, like, I'm always trying to be off the books, right? Because America the Great, you have to report everything, and then you get taxed on everything. And here's my story. Here are the things that are coming up for me that are fucking hard. And adulting is fucking hard. And I don't want to know all the tax loops. I don't want to have to do all those things. It's fucking hard. Still there. My heart is up now. And now, in the face of that, like, who am I going to be? Who am I going to grow into? Because if the black phase, in speaking in M-Free, if the black phase is everything is happening to me, then we move into the white phase, and it's like, well, everything is happening for me. And then in the red phase, it's like everything is happening as me. And if everything is happening as me, and these are the shifts and the changes and the pokes and prods of, like, all right, well, who are you? Who am I? Who am I? I am someone who's super resourceful. I am someone that does not back down from, like, hard or challenges, or if anything, like, those things kind of excite me. And, like, life is boring when it's just blah, 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 all the same, all the same, all the same. So it's like, where is that attitude in me? Where is that, like, that gumption that I had for life the other day when it comes to things like this? Like, what can I learn here? How am I growing here? And then I, like, drop in, and I'm like, all right, 50-year-old self. What did we do? Can you guide me? Can you show me? Can you lead me? Like, what'd we do, 50-year-old Thelma that has her LLCs and everything is filed and organized, and money's coming in, and we're having 20K months and 50K months, and Like, if I want to have that kind of money, if I desire to have that kind of money where I live this life that I like dream of, where I don't rent ugly furnished places, and instead I get to afford the ones that are on the beach, that are beautifully furnished, where I have the view of the ocean every morning, where I sit down to do my work on the table, with a cup of tea, and I get to see dolphins, and my kids run out and they're like, oh my God, the dolphins. And we're all like laughing and playing, and Noah's making breakfast, and Sarai's watching her little show, dancing in the living room. And, then we're going to just walk down to the beach because it's right there in our backyard. And like that life. We have like a beautiful sarong on with these earrings that I've wanted forever, and my gold bangles, and my nails are done, and my toes are done, and my hair is looking lovely, and my skin is fresh, and my body feels good, and because I got to do all the exercising and the saunaing and the salt caves and the pampering of myself. Like, what I do, how'd I do it? Show me. Instead of spending energy being upset or angry or frustrated with the work, show me to do the work. And now, what's coming up? I couldn't sleep last night, guys. Like, I really could not sleep last night. And I was like, I'm here by myself. I get the bed to myself. I should be knocked out. But I didn't fall asleep till like 2:30, almost 3 in the morning. And those wee hours of the night. Man. So I'm laying there and I'm watching this show that I've been watching. And instead of studying, I should have studied maybe. But see, I would have been picking study out of fear. And I don't want to move in fear. I want to move in faith. Like, I'm choosing this because this is the next step and because this is the prompting that I got to do. Not because I'm like, oh my God, I have to scramble now because I have to do something. I have to get my license because I have to earn the money because I have to. No, that's a hard no. So I was doing what I was enjoying, and I was binging the show. And it reminded me of my two best friends from middle school days, who both stopped talking to me at like age 24. We had a good run though, because I had been best friends with them since I was like 12, 13. And I hadn't even thought about them or like nothing. I hadn't even, for years now, years. I've been so fully vested in my life and what I'm doing that I didn't think of them. And last night I thought of them. And my best friends in middle school were the like most beautiful girls in the grade, right? Like, they were the girls that all the boys wanted to date. They were the girls that all the girls wanted to be, including me. And being their best friend, because I was like the chubby, fat, short, tomboy friend of theirs. I was the duff. And they were like tall and thin, and they were the golden childs, right? Like, they were Brene Brown. I think it's Brene Brown. She talks about, maybe it's not Brene Brown. It's like, what's the name of that book? I don't know. It was a really good book, and she talks about how they were like kids in the school that were like the golden kids, right? They were the ones that everybody wanted to be friends with, and life just kind of like was magical for them. Well, those are my two best friends. And it was funny because they didn't really like each other, but they liked me. And that just made me cool. And it was like guilty by association. I was so insecure then. I felt so ugly and small, dirty and like bad. But because they loved me, it made me not that. You know, and in retrospect and after like graduation and talking to other friends from school and other kids that we grew up with, and I would, I'd confess, like I was like, yeah, I always felt like their sidekick, and they're like, what are you talking about? Like, they were your sidekick. Like, you were the one that we were all friends with, and you brought them along. Like, they were with you. And I'm like, man, just perspectives are so funny. So anyways, in that, I was like, well, I wonder how they're doing in life now, right? So got on social media and I looked them up. They look exactly the same. Well, that's not true. One of them looks a little, she got a nose job. She got lip fillers, but they're still thin and beautiful. They're still tall, thin, and beautiful. And I know social media is like the reel of joy, right? Like, I try not to just show the happy things. I try to like, spread it out, like show a little bit of everything. But I'm looking at their pictures, and my one friend, well, she's not my friend anymore, but one of them, she looks like she has like the life she always wanted. And I was happy for her when I was looking at her pictures with her and her family and her daughters and her husband. And she like got really waspy and looks like she had an awesome waspy life, and like, good on her. And the other one, she didn't have as many pictures that you could see, but a lot of them, she's like traveling with her family, her sisters and her mother. And I was like, good on them. Like, it's great. And I woke up feeling like that 12-year-old that wasn't cool enough, right? Like, I'm still chubby. See these cheeks, they don't go away. I don't have a partner. I have 2 baby daddies. My life is not the American dream. And then this came up. That feeling of like not being good enough. And then being up against all these like having to figure it out. Right? The one friend that's married, she's like a housewife, and that was part of why she wanted to marry the man that she wanted to marry. He was a millionaire, and he came from old money, and she was going to be good in life. And I was like, you fucking sell out. Like, you're sell out, but good on her. Like, why not sell out? But she had all this guilt about, like, she was supposed to pick me up the morning of the crash, but she got coked up with her boyfriend and she never showed up to pick me up. So I rode on the motorcycle with Gaston, and we got into a crash and he died, and I became disabled, and that was the beginning of the end of our friendship. It was easier to cut me out than to have me in her life and feel guilty about things. And that's the story that I've made up in my head, right? I don't know what's true or what's not true. And with everything that I've learned along the way, I know that, like, that was just the end of our season, and that's it, right? There's no, maybe there's more stuff for me to process and to just be real about, and not try to like sunshine it up like, and it was meant to be that way. Nah, fuck that bitch. Like, she got coked up with her man, didn't come pick me up, And it was that like friend letdown. It was like that, like, damn. And I've had that a lot in life. With all my friends have always been obsessed with boys and not with like girl power. I've not had friends that are like girl power friends. The ones that are like sisters before misters. Fuck them. Let's do our own thing. Like, that's how I've always been. But all my friends have always been like obsessed with the boys. Like, the Disney. Like, I'm waiting to get swept up by Prince Charming and he's going to marry me and then my life is going to be good. There's definitely shit to unpack there. And I'm at the time in life where I literally have one friend left from that era. One. Everybody else is, I don't associate with anymore. And I feel wrong for that. Like, I feel like, what's wrong with me? Why didn't, like, I see, there are so many groups, especially where I come from. I come from Long Beach, 6 miles long. And the people that stay there, like, stay there. And they, there's so many of the high school kids I grew up with that have stayed there and that are now raising their kids there. So their kids are now best friends with each other. And it's like second generation of best friends, where now they're aunties and uncles of each other. And I'm like, why didn't I do that? Like, why? Well, why couldn't I do that? That sounds so idyllic. And now I don't want to start like obsessing about how they look great and I don't. Or how they have this life and I don't. And somehow that like makes me a failure. And like, where is that coming from? Like, I haven't had thoughts like this in a long, long time. Like, long time. I've been so invested in my life and in knowing what I know for me and like really being like proud of myself that I don't even, it's just weird to be here. It's weird to be in this space. Which is interesting because then in school, today's lesson is like, what's the first time you ever felt successful? And I have a hard time with memories because I don't remember a lot from my childhood. It's all conveniently packed away somewhere in the recesses of my mind that I have a hard time accessing. But when she first said it, the first thing that came up was I got published in a newspaper for writing a poem about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And I remember feeling successful. And I felt successful just in school, period. Like, I got good grades in elementary school, that is. Like, when I was super young. That's when I would feel successful. So she said, look at the circumstances. Like, this is your success pattern. So mine is based on like intelligence and the ability to like learn something and get it done. And it's interesting because lately I've been feeling quite dumb because I don't understand all these like lofty spiritual concept and theories, and it seems like so much to keep track of with the black and the white and the red and the this and the that and the chakra and the this is attached to this chakra, that's attached to this other chakra, and just it just feels like a lot. And it's supposed to all be having fun. I just want to have fun. It's supposed to be play. Life is supposed to be fun. What is happening? All right. I purged. I'm a study. I'm in a study now. I needed to get that out of the way. I needed to get that out of my body. And I will do the work, whatever the work is. Was like I was telling my friend last night, is like, I didn't come this far just to stay this far, right? Like, there's no fucking way that I got left on this planet to have this like ho-hum disappear myself life. And I know that God does not give us dreams that he doesn't have the resources, the wherewithal to make happen. I just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. I just got to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And knowing that, like, I'm a fuck up. I might do the paperwork super wrong. My annual report for my LLC might be filled out wrong. I might have to be paid. I might have to pay more taxes, or the BOI may be filled out wrong, and the taxes that I did may be wrong, and like, it's all going to be a learning curve for me, and I'm not going to freak out about it. I'm not. It's all neutral. And when I do have little freakouts about it, I'll allow myself the little freakouts, and then I'll return to neutral. So yeah, I got court documents happening. I got disability payments being challenged. Got mortgage going up. I got the internet in the house isn't working, and not my house, my house that I own that I'm renting out. And the tenants are like not happy about it. I gotta go deal with that. I gotta finish studying. I feel like my daughter's not socializing. I think that. I don't feel that. I think that my daughter isn't socializing enough with other children. She's just at home with me or her dad throughout the week and not really playing with other kids. And I think she needs to, and I keep getting like, no, she's fine. There's something about when I ask God about it, I'm like, what, should I put her in school? Should I put her in some sort of daycare? But I can't afford daycare right now. Just why I gotta get to work. I don't want to live in this space of like, I can't afford to do that. It's like, no, what do I need to do to make that happen? Like, what can I create? What's available for me? Yeah, what's available for me? And if I wasn't living in scarcity mindset, like, what do I have? And is it time? Like, she's been in schools before, and sometimes she likes it, sometimes she doesn't. But I keep getting this thing of like, her nervous system is being set. And when she's in the calm with me and her dad, there's something like about being safe and protected and nurturing that aspect of her nervous system. The universe is a safe place. The world is benevolent. And I don't know, maybe I'm just projecting. I'm hearing like, yeah, projecting, but it's a good projection. So whatever that is, I don't know, trusting that. All right, I'm done. I've spoken enough. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.